Alright, I thought I'd take an opportunity to do a side-by-side comparison of the Lenovo X131e Chromebook compared to the Samsung Series 3 Chromebook, which I reviewed a little bit ago. And I've been kind of putting these two machines through their paces to see, basically if the Lenovo is worth, the $200 more. Right off the get-go, you can see it's a thicker machine. It weighs in at about a pound and a half more than the Samsung. It's got a rubber bumper edge here along the side, and it definitely has a little bit of a rugged feel to it. You can see there's your Ethernet, your power, your VGA, USB. Flip it around here. And you've got HDMI. You've got another USB, I believe that's USB 3. And we'll go over the Samsung even though I've done it before. Got a place here for flash memory. There's your headphone jack. And you've got USB and HDMI on the back as well as a spot for some flash memory, so you can increase your internal storage. This has got 2 gigs of RAM. The Samsung does. This one's got 4 gigs of RAM. Both have a 16 gig solid state drive. This is the 1.7 gigahertz Samsung processor, and this is the Intel Celeron. Okay. So again, what it comes down to for me is this machine worth $200 more than the Samsung? Right off the get-go, I mean, just for my liking, I like the thinner, sleek appearance and feel of the Samsung. However, if this is something that you were going to be issuing to students or possibly somebody who travels, you may like the ThinkPad. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on a tripod. We'll fire these up and see if there's much difference in terms of how they run. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is boot both of these machines up. We'll just boot them up at the same time. I don't expect one to be much faster than the other. Both of these machines are going to be extremely fast to boot up, which is one of the great advantages of using a Chromebook over a traditional machine. So I'm going to go ahead and fire these up. Okay, so you can see the Lenovo came up just a second or two earlier, not even, maybe a second. I'm going to go ahead and log in now. Okay, so you can see they're both pretty much the same machine, the same 11.6-inch screen. I can say that the buttons and the button feel on the Lenovo seems a little bit more solid to me. The trackpad, if you're used to the traditional IBM laptop, you'd be used to this. It's also got the mouse navigation button, if you will. It's like a tiny joystick. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a couple of browser tests and see how they both perform. See if they perform in the same realm. So I'm going to go ahead and try to run them simultaneously. This is the Microsoft Psychedelic Browsing Test. And we'll try to click them simultaneously here so we can actually have a race. Okay, so you can see that the Lenovo did edge out the Samsung. Again, you can just Google Microsoft Psychedelic Browsing and you'll come up with this. You can see it edged it out 5430 or 4746 revolutions per minute. Let's see here. Both Windows Chrome version 26. It gives you the window size of 1366 by 632. So they're comparable. Let's go ahead and try the hallucinogenic test and see if how that compares. Oops, I missed it. I'll have to put a seizure warning on this video. 1833, 1718. Okay, I'm going to try to run them at the same time here. Okay, so again, the Lenovo edges out the Samsung. I don't exactly recall what the numbers were, but I think they're right in the same realm. Let's try the hallucinogenic test again. Try to hit them at the same time this time. All right, again, we're talking revolutions per minute, so 1833 over 1752. So you can see that the ThinkPad, performance-wise, at least the way it's currently set up, these are both basically out-of-the-box Chromebooks. They both installed the latest update, and I've rebooted them. So let's go ahead and try a different one. Okay, so this one is called the Peacekeeper at futuremark.com. We're just going to go ahead and I've run this on other machines, but not on Chromebook. So this will be an experiment. It may not handle some of the graphic aspects of this browser, but let's give it a shot. This one will give us more information. It will take longer. I may speed up the video through this portion of it, but we'll see. I'll go ahead and kick it off now. Try to do it at the same time. Okay, you can see on the Samsung that there was some clipping on that graphics screen. Okay, we're getting, this test is not supported by this browser, skipping to the next test. This could be OpenGL stuff or something like that. Okay, so let's take a look. Here we have the Samsung Chromebook got a score of 1127, and the Lenovo Chromebook got a score of 2576. So there is a slight performance difference in this Peacekeeper web-based browser benchmark as well. So I think we've shown that the Lenovo does have a slight performance difference over the Samsung. It booted a little bit faster. The two benchmark tests that we ran both indicated that the Lenovo does perform a little bit more smoothly, as well as the graphics tests themselves. While I was watching, had I not sped them up, you would have been able to see that the Lenovo did provide a little bit more fluid graphics, especially when it got into some of the more intense or crisp graphics. So the big question is whether or not the Lenovo is worth $200 more than the Samsung. And I guess that comes down to what you're planning on using them for. If you're purchasing a Chromebook to have around, so you can just have a what you'd call a coffee table computer to pick up, access the web, have it laying around, my money would be on the Samsung. If you're purchasing a Chromebook that you're going to be toting around, possibly traveling with, and it maybe even possibly be your primary computer, then you may want to invest a little bit more money and go with the Lenovo, not only for the performance difference, but because it is a little bit more rugged. The keys do have a little bit more quality feel to them and that type of thing. You know, if this is just one of those computers you want to buy because, you know, your kids are always taking your main computer, or possibly you've got a desktop and you'd like to have a computer laying around for accessing the web, the Samsung certainly fits the bill, and it will probably do, you know, everything you would be asking it to do on a daily basis. So hopefully this video has been helpful. If you have questions, please leave them below, and I'll have access to these computers for a long time, so I may be able to run additional tests and provide more information for you. Thanks for watching.